कालीकूर्च समायुक्त मायाकूटोपदेशतः प्रणवार्थप्रबोधिन्यौ नमामि गुरुपादुके श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः क्रीं मात्रे नमः। वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. Namaskaram to one and all. We are continuing on with our Tattvabodha series, and in this Tattvabodha series, so far we have seen till the waking state, that is Jagrat Avastha, and we saw that Jagrat Avastha is the Avastha or the state of our physical body, and in that physical body, when the Atma or the self is identifying itself as the physical body, it is called as Vishwa. That is the term which denotes Atma when it is in the awakened state, when it is identifying itself with the physical body. We saw that far. Now we are going to see the rest of the two states of being, that is Swapnavastha and Sushupti Avastha, starting on with Swapnavastha, that is the dream state. Swapnavastha keti chet जाग्रदवस्थायां यद् दृष्टं यत् श्रुतं तज्जनितवासनाया निद्रासमये यः प्रपञ्च प्रतीयते सा स्वप्नावस्था सूक्ष्मशरीर अभिमानी आत्मा तैजस इत्युच्यते. So this is the definition they are giving. That means Swapnaavastha, dream state, keti, what is that? Chet, if you are asking. If you are asking what is Swapnavastha, Jagradavasthayam yad drishtam, yat shrutam. So when you are awake, whatever you are seeing and whatever you are listening to, only two senses are being spoken about here. Whatever you are seeing during your waking state and whatever you are listening to during your waking state, those two things, yat shrutam, तज्जनित वासनाया निद्राशमये यः प्रपञ्च प्रतीयते. So that vasana is, that vasana means that the impression that is being created inside you, that impression is replicated as another universe when you are sleeping, and that is called as the dream state. And in that dream state, the identification of the self is predominantly with the Sukshma Sharira, and in that dreaming state, in that state, the Atma is called as Taijasa. This is the meaning. Now, we need to understand, when we are dreaming, mostly we will see things in the dream and we will hear things in the dream. So dream is nothing but a reflection of what we are seeing and hearing. That recording happens inside us, and that recording is replicated in a form of a universe of its own. This is something that we need to understand, because there is a school of thought that says this entire universe is the dream of the Supreme Being. This entire universe is the dream of the Supreme Being. In Vaishnava Sampradaya, in certain sects, they will say that when Vishnu is sleeping in his Yoga Nidra, he is dreaming this entire universe. This is one of the ways in which they will express the existence of the universe. Similarly, we are all creating our own universe in our dreams, and it is very, very rare to smell something in our dream. It is very, very rare to feel the sense of touch in our dream, and it is also very, very rare to taste something in our dream. 99% of the dreams are audio visual in nature, and this state, in this state, the Atma is called as Taijasa, and this dream state is happening in the Sukshma Sharira. Please understand, Shukshma Sharira and Pranamaya Kosha are one and not one and the same. We will see that later when we are seeing the Panchakosha. So whatever we are seeing in the dream state, only the Sukshma Sharira is affected, not the physical body. Now there is a problem. That is, when I am dreaming, and when I am dreaming about certain sexual things and other things, my body is reacting. When I am dreaming, if I am dreaming about something that is terrible, then my heartbeat is going up, my body is sweating. How are these things happening if the Sthula Sharira is not involved? the answer to this question, to this very practical question, is not available inside Tattvabodham. There are higher texts, higher levels of understanding, like higher education, where they are dividing these three states, that is Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, into 9 states, where they say Jagrat in Jagrat, Swapna in Jagrat, and Sushupti in Jagrat. And then in the Swapna Avastha, Jagrat in Swapna, Swapna in Swapna, and Sushupti in Swapna. And then in the Sushupti Avastha, that is the deep sleep state, Jagrat in Sushupti, Swapna in Sushupti, and Sushupti in Sushupti. So these are the 9 differentiations that they are showing in higher levels of texts. In order to understand our consciousness, this is the consciousness, this is how the self is existing in 3 different states. So when this Jagrat in Swapna is happening, that is our physical body is also reacting and we are in the dream state. That is called as Jagrat in Swapna. So this Jagrat in Swapna is the state wherein we are having the physical sensation and physical reaction to our dream. The body is reacting. So that is very complicated subject. That is practical application of the Swapna Avastha. But what is predominantly being affected here is the Sukshma Sharira. The Stula Sharira will be affected if we are in the state of Jagrat in Swapna. And also what is like Swapna in Swapna? Swapna in Swapna is totally we are in the dream state and the body is not being affected and we are able to recollect it. That is called as Jagrat, Swapna in Swapna. And then Sushupti in Swapna is we are in the dream state but we are totally unable to recollect anything that happened in our dream. We only know that the dream happened. We don't even know what happened. We will wake up and we will say I had a good dream or a bad dream, but we will not even be able to say what is happening, because all these states are not like turning on and turning off. That is, we need to understand this. That is, when we are going from Jagrat to Swapna and then Swapna to Sushupti, how does that happen? Does that happen like I am awake right now, Jagrata Avastha, and now my Swapna Avastha is going to start, ting, Swapna Avastha? It does not happen like that. It actually happens through Swapna in Jagrat. Swapna in Jagrat. That is, when we close our eyes and when we are trying to sleep, slowly the Jagrata Avastha is slipping away. That is, slowly the waking state is slipping away. And after the waking state has slipped away, we will have thoughts, very deep thoughts, that is not in our control. First we will be consciously creating thoughts, and after consciously creating thoughts, slowly the thought current will go somewhere without our control or without our own volition. It will happen slowly. Without our own will, the thought current will carry us somewhere, and slowly that will become dream. And in that dream state we will go into sleep. And while we are sleeping, that dream state will totally take over. And then the dreams will also subside little by little, and we will go into the state of deep sleep. So this is not like jumping from one thing to another. It is a slow transition. That is the reason why we have Jagrat in Jagrat, Swapna in Jagrat, Sushupti in Jagrat. What is Sushupti in Jagrat? Sushupti in Jagrat is when you are sitting like this, you are not having any thoughts. At the same time, you are not meditating or you are not in Samadhi. At the same time, you are not closing your eyes and sleeping. That situation will happen. That dull kind of situation when the body is having very little bit of energy, and also when the body is not feeling sleepy, that will happen. That is Sushupti in Jagrat. Then similarly, Swapna, Jagrat Swapna, Swapna Swapna, and Swapna Sushupti, Sushupti Swapna, and then Sushupti is the highest level of ceased activity of the mind and the body. Similarly, we have Jagrat Sushupti. That is what we have already explained, and we already have the state wherein the dream itself will not be recorded, but the dream will happen. So these are the various states of existence, 9 states of existence for the mind and the body complex, and also for the self. But when the self is identifying itself with the three shariras, what are the three shariras that we saw? We saw the Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. When we are in the dream state, what is happening? Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Atma Taijasa Ityujyate. It is called as Taijasa during that time. So we saw Vishwa, that is when the body and the mind, that is the whatever portion of the mind that belongs to the Sukshma Stula Sharira and the whole body. When this Pancha Sharira, Panchabhuta Sharira, we need to remember once again, what is Apanchikarana, what is Panchikarana? Ask yourself. If you don't remember, go back and look at the other videos. I have explained what is Panchikarana, what is Apanchikarana. So, when the Panchikarana, Panchabhutas are the identification of the self, then in that point of time, it is called as Vishwa. When we are awake, it is called as Vishwa. Like this we need to remember, because wherever we are going to use the term Vishwa is doing that, Vishwa is doing this, it means the self identified with the body in the awakened state is doing this. So that is how we need to remember. We are trying to take Vedanta to the high context communication by introducing terminologies and by trying to remember the terminologies. So we need to be very, very careful there, and we need to remember these terms. Point number 1. Point number 2, when the body is sleeping, not deep sleep but dream sleep, when dream sleep state is happening, the term used for the identity of the self is Taijasa. So that is what is Taijasa all about, and Taijasa is the state in the dream, and dream is the audio visual expression of all the things that we have seen and we have heard during this one. And one very important point to notice here is, even though we are saying Sukshma Sharira Abhimani, even though we are saying Sukshma Sharira Abhimani, the Sukshma Sharira, what is Sukshma Sharira? Sukshma Sharira is Apanchikrita Panchamahabhuta. That is, when we say Apanchikrita Panchamahabhuta, the original form of the Panchamahabhutas without mixing with one another, that 1/20 ratio is not there of the other bhutas. So in that state, what is happening here is, the intellect alone does not stay awake. That is one specification which the commentators are giving. The commentators are saying the intellect is not working during the dream state. That is one small subnote, that is one small exception of the rule that we need to take. That is the Nisheda here. That is, the identity of the self with the Sukshma Sharira is happening during the dream state, but that identity does not include the 17th Tattva, which is the Chitta. What did we see? We saw that 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, and then 5 Kosha, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 5 Pranas. These are the 3 things, 5 Pranas. So 15. Apart from that, Manas and Chittam. So 17 different aspects, 17 different kalas of the Sukshma Sharira. So 17 different kalas of the Sukshma Sharira. Out of these 17 different kalas, 16 kalas are active during the dream state. 17th kala, which is the intellect, is not active. How do you know this? We know this because the dreams are not logical. The dreams are not logical. The dreams are simply illogical and absurd most of the times. 1 second we will be in our home, next second we will be in New York, third second we will be sitting with Narada in the clouds, and suddenly our grandmother will come. We will go travel through time also. So we don't understand the dream state. That is the reality. As far as science is concerned, science does not understand sleep in its entirety. Science does not understand dreaming in its entirety. They are able to map the neural activity, but still they are not able to find the source of this. They are not able to find where it is going, who is experiencing the dream, who is the knower of the dream. For this there is no answer with the science. But we are saying the self is the knower of everything, because the Karana Sharira, the causal body, which is the cause of the existence of the gross body and the subtle body, itself is created out of ignorance. So none of this can be the knower. None of this can be the person of the knowledge. None of this can be the subject of the gain of knowledge. Only the self is the Atma is the knower of the information, of any information, processing the information. So we are very clear that during the dream state only the Atma is the knower, and also in the waking state Atma is the knower. Even in the deep sleep state, we will see how that works. There also Atma is the knower or the enjoyer of the deep sleep state. Okay, so it is very clear that the purpose of knowing all these states of being, calling it Vishwa, calling it Taijasa, all these things is to understand that we are not, that is the body and the mind is not the knower. How do you say this? Well, basically, if the body is the knower, or knower, I don't know which is the correct pronunciation, let me know in the comment. So if the body is the person who is knowing, if the body is the entity that which is knowing, then the body must also know when it is dead. The body must also know when it is in deep sleep state. Also, if the mind is the knower, then the problem is the mind must know when it is in deep sleep state. That is also not possible. So we are saying the knower is the Atma, the self. So moving on to the Karana Sharira. In the Karana Sharira, what is Karana Sharira? Very beautiful, this one, deep sleep state. Ataha sushuptyavastha ka aham kimapi na janami sukena maya nidranubhutaya nidranubhuyata iti sushuptyavastha. Karana Sharira Abhimani Atma Prajna Idyate. So what is being told here is Ata Sushuptyavastha Ka. After this, what is Sushuptyavastha? That Ata Shabda is used here, and Ata Shabda means then, or hereafter, or after this. That is very, very important, because you can go from dream state to waking state. You can go from waking state to dream state, but you have to pass through the dreaming state in order to attain the deep sleep state. That is why the Ata Shabda is being used there. The term Ata is being used there, the Ata Shabda is being used there to indicate that you cannot you cannot move from your waking state to deep sleep state immediately. You will have to go through Jagrat, and then Jagrat Swapna, and then Swapna, Swapna, and then Swapna Sushupti, and then Sushupti. This is how the transition will happen invariably, however tired you are. It may happen in a few fractions of a second, or it may happen in a few seconds, but it will happen like this. So after this, what is then? What is Sushuptyavastha Ka? Answer is Aham kimapi na janami sukena maya nidranubhuyata. When you are saying, I don't know where I am gone, I don't know what happened to me at all during this 4-5 hours, I don't know what happened to me. So when you are going into that state and you are saying Sukena maya nidranubhuyata, I had a very good sleep, I had a very peaceful sleep. When you are saying this, when you are telling this, that state you have been in is what is called as Sushuptyavastha. And at that, in the Sushuptyavastha, the body is identifying, the self is identifying itself with the causal body, Karana Sharira Abhimani, Atma. The self is identifying itself with the this one, Karana Sharira, that is the causal body, and at that point of time it is called as Prajna Idyuchyate. It is called Prajna. We will call it as Prajna during that state. We saw Vishwa during the awakening state, when the body is the substratum of the self, when the self is identifying itself with the body, at that point of time we are calling it as Vishwa. When the subtle body, that is the mind and all the indriyas, whenever the body is, whenever the self is identifying with the subtle body, with the Sukshma Sharira, we are calling that as the Taijasa. And when the self is identifying itself with the causal body, that is the Karana Sharira, we are calling it as the Prajna. So that Prajna is the term, Prajna or Prajna is the term that is used for indicating the Atma in the state of Sushupti. Now let us understand this very clearly. As I told you, from Swapna we are going into Sushupti. You cannot go directly. First point. Second point is, how do you know that the self has identified itself? The self has identified itself with your Karana Sharira. How do you know this? Because I am saying, I don't know where I went. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know where I went. And the Sushupti Avastha can also suddenly happen in case of coma. In case of coma. That is also Sushupti Avastha, deep sleep, no thoughts, nothing, no, very, very less neural activity. Medical science is saying that when the brain activity is not at all happening, brain dead, that situation is called as coma. That is also one type of Sushupti Avastha. But when you are coming out of this Sushupti Avastha, you are saying, who am I? Where am I? In all the movies you will say, you will see when the hero is getting hit by the villain and he falls into coma state, he will wake up and he will ask, na yaru, na enga irukken, who am I, where am I? These questions he will ask, and then he will train himself again, back again, he will get back all the skills and come and defeat the villain. This is most Bollywood movie, mass movie, this thing, formula. In this formula you will notice one thing, that when you are waking up from your coma, you are not asking what is this, you are asking who am I. That is to say, you are asking what am I. That I is not dying, that I is still existing. You know that you are something, you are an entity. That entity identity, that identifying yourself with something which is separate from the world. There is another text called Drikdashya Viveka. When we are studying that, we will discuss a lot of these things. That is also a Prakarana Grantha for Advaita. We will study that. So at that point of time, we will come to understand what is me and what is not me. Why am I identifying myself with myself? What is considered as myself and what needs to be removed from the self to understand the real nature of the self. Like this, we will speak in riddles. Okay. But one thing we need to understand here is, our identity with the Atma does not change in any state. Our identity with the Atma as the physical body, the Atma as the subtle body, the Atma as the causal body, that is what is different. And who is identifying this? The self itself is identifying this. I may be very, very confusing with this. You need to understand this very clearly. You need to listen to this 2 or 3 times in order to get this concept. That is why I am making it even a little bit complicated consciously. Please forgive me, but that is how the learning has to happen in this particular stage. Because whenever we are dealing with the causal body, it is always complicated. We are trying to say about something that which cannot be spoken about. It is anirvachaniya. We saw during the definition for the causal body that it is anirvachaniya. That is the reason why we are saying, I don't know anything, but I enjoyed a good sleep. I don't know anything, but I enjoyed a good sleep, so that I is existing. We understand even after waking up that the I is existing in our deep sleep state. Otherwise we should wake up without any identity, right? So when you are waking up without any identity, then you can say the I did not exist during the deep sleep state. The I went off, then I came back. Okay, but that is not like that, because we instantly identify ourself. We instantly identify ourself with our body and with our mind, with our action, everything, the moment we wake up. And also there is some kind of disorientation when you are waking up from the deep sleep state. That is, you will not wake up directly from the deep sleep state naturally. Your deep sleep state will slowly give rise to this one, Swapna Sushupti. Sushupti Swapna. Sushupti Swapna, that is, dreams will once again enter into the deep sleep state, slowly getting you out of the deep sleep state, and then you will come to the awakening state from the dream state. It is like going inside through the dreams and coming out through the dreams. But if somebody is suddenly shaking you up, is waking you up, when you are in deep sleep, somebody is waking you up due to some reason. or you are hearing some huge noise, that your deep sleep is disturbed and you are waking up suddenly. That is called as Jagrat in Sushupti. So when you are in that state, totally there will be disorientation of the body and the mind. It will be as if you are only born at that moment. You will not know how to process the senses. If you stand up, you will fall down. Your motor skills will not be 100%. So this is the state where you are like a child. If you are suddenly shook awake, you are like a child. And this is the state wherein we understand that the Karana Sharira is giving birth to the Sukshma Sharira and the Sthula Sharira. We need to understand this. That is, the Karana Sharira, the causal body, is the reason for the existence, is the generating point of the Sukshma Sharira and the Sthula Sharira. We saw that previously. Okay. So, Karana Matram, Karana Shariram. What Karana Matram? That reason for existence of the physical body and the subtle body. So, when you are suddenly being shaken awake from the state of deep sleep, from the state of Sushupti, where the self is becoming Prajna and it is identifying itself with your causal body. When you are coming into the waking state all of a sudden, then the whole process of the birth and growth of both the bodies are happening in fractions of second. All these things are practices that we need to do. That is, we must map our sleeping when we are going into deep sleep. And after mapping that, we must set an alarm or something and suddenly wake up. When you wake up, you will understand, like lightning, everything will flow in front of your eyes. This is a very, this is not a very advisable practice to do on a daily basis, but but for experience you can do once or twice. You can try. You will understand that the body is orienting itself with the self, or the self is orienting itself with the body. The self is orienting itself with the mind. The self is orienting itself with the 5 sense organs. And you will be like a small child that is growing up all of a sudden. You will be going through that cycle like lightning. And then it will settle down, everything will get connected, and you will be able to identify yourself as the body and the mind. You will be able to identify yourself as the senses. All these things will happen. Now, when this is happening, you will understand practically how the Karana Sharira was the reason for the existence of the Sthula Sharira and the Sukshma Sharira. Because Karana Sharira I cannot explain in words, and you only have to experience the existence of Karana Sharira, and this is one of the ways in which you can experience the Karana Sharira, and you can see that it is being reborn instantaneously, it is being recreated instantaneously, and the senses orientation, everything is being created instantaneously when you are coming directly from Sushupti to Jagrat. But that is not how it is supposed to be done. It will create problems if you do this practice continuously in your mind and body, but you can do it once or twice to see this happening. And that is how the Karana Sharira Abhimani, Atma is Abhimani, meaning it is more partial towards that. It does not mean, it does not identify itself with the Sthula Sharira or the Sukshma Sharira during the deep sleep state. But it is Abhimani. Abhimani means I am more partial towards this. For example, I am an Abhimani of popcorn, let us say, which means I am partial towards popcorn. That does not mean I don't like chips, I don't eat chips at all. I do eat chips, but I identify myself more with as a liker of the popcorn. I am liking popcorn. So that, like that, the Atma is more partial towards the Karana Sharira during the Sushupti Avastha. So when it is like that, it also gives space for the physical body and the gross body, physical body and the subtle body. That is why even in the deep sleep state, we are having little bit of intrusions of Swapna for bringing us back from the deep sleep state. And when we are suddenly being shaken awake, the entire physical body is disoriented, and immediately connections are happening within fractions of seconds. And we will be able to identify that the Karana Sharira is the cause for the existence of the physical body and the subtle body through this process. So these are the rest of the two states of existence. I know I have given some complex explanations here. Please go through these complex explanations again and again in order to understand. And we came across three new terms here. These three new terms for the self are Vishva, which is the identity of the self during the waking state, when the self is more partial towards the physical body. And then we saw the self is called as Taijasa, when it is more partial towards its identity with the subtle body, and that is during the dream state. And then we saw that the self is identifying itself with the causal body when it is not knowing anything, but it is simply in that state. That state it is called as Prajna. So Vishva, Taijasa, Prajna, these three terms we need to remember, because it will be used in so many other texts that we will be learning, whether through me or through somebody else in Vedanta. But these are the basic terms that you need to understand. If you know these terms, then you will be able to handle higher education in Vedanta very easily. That is the purpose. On one hand. On other hand, direct realization through Tattvabodha is also possible. We will see that later. So with this, we end this session. We have completed till the three shariras and the three states of being, in which the Atma is identifying itself with one of the three shariras, each one of the three shariras. And now we will go and see what is the Pancha Kosha. What are the 5 sheaths? We will see that later. That being said, we will end this session. तच्चं योरा वृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वञ्जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपते सञ्चतुष्पते आं शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. नमः सदसे.